What's up, y'all? I'm just going to do a quick short video on how to install the cross member for the max mount for your 2-up seat. If you want to add a passenger seat, they require the cross member so that it can support that extra weight. I ordered it online on, I think Amazon. No, eBay. I think eBay. So I'll put a link in there for that as well. But it did not come with any screws. I had to go get these at Tractor Supply. I believe I got the right ones. I'm about to find out here real soon. It's kind of hard to do kind of hard to find anything online about it, but I ended up getting the M6 1x20. I also grabbed some 25 as well, just to be safe. And then some blue Loctite, so that when you put them in there, they don't rattle out. And then you're going to need a T40 Torx bit and also a Allen head number 5. So that'll be for your screws that hold the cross member on. And then this is where your bolts for your cross member are going to mount. And then your T40 is to release the screws on the max mount, because you do have to loosen them up, I believe. So we're going to go ahead and do that here. And that way you have a little wiggle room, because if you don't do that, I don't think you can get them on, or get this on. So we're just going to back those out with my impact. I use an impact for everything. A lot of people don't like it because they think it's going to strip out the bolts, but I love it. Much quicker, much easier. As long as you have the right size bit, typically works pretty well. And as long as you don't crank down on it super hard. And it's just these 4 bolts that hold this max mount on. Also, I think there's supposed to be some rubber grommets to go in there to cover those bolts. If anybody knows where to find those, let me know in the comments. Alright, y'all, I got it figured out. I was putting it in wrong. Caused me a lot of struggle, but finally got it. So I thought it went in this way because it's got this little piece on there, and on the bottom of the seat there's like a little, let me show you this, he's got that little piece right there, and I thought, okay, maybe that sits in there as a support, but no, it does not. It actually goes this way. So you're looking at your Ryker, how mine's sitting here, this goes that way, this is to the back and on the bottom, so it sits in there like this. Now when I slide it up in there, slides right to where it needs to be. And I've been messing with this thing for a minute now. But also loosening these, I took them all the way out and I took my seat off because I was having trouble, but you don't have to do all that. Just loosen these and it should slide right in as long as you're putting it in the right way. And we're going to go ahead and get the screws put in also. And go ride. Oh, Loctite. Can't forget that. And you're just going to add a little bit to the end of your bolts there. Just to the end of the threads. Try to get it all the way around if you can. And then that way when you bolt it up on here, it doesn't vibrate loose. I'm gonna stay where I need you to be. There we go. Hand tighten it just to get it to stay. And then we'll get the other bolts in there. Might actually need one of those longer ones. We'll use one of the longer ones too. So you may want to get the T25s. I was going to use the T20s, but it looks like the 20 doesn't go in very far, so maybe do the T25s. And I'm sure the 20s would be fine. But the more threads you can get in there, the better. Oh yeah, the 25s look better for sure. But I'm sure it'll be fine. I'm going to put 120 and 125. So I'm sure it'll work just fine. So same thing on this side, guys. Put your little Loctite on there. Oop. Drip a little bit. Move my seat a little bit. I'm just hand tightening. I will crank down on it in a second once I get everything in there, but first I'm just going to hand tighten everything. Get a little bit of that off. It's got quite a bit on there. Yeah, so it'll make it a little easier to get it straight. There we go. Alright. Crank down on it with this impact a little bit. Not too hard, but just enough to tighten it. Well, might not be able to do it with that. There we go. That one fits. Let's swap that. That's too big. Won't get in the hole. There we go. One more. I did loosen my seat up, so I gotta put that back too. Put those back in with the T40. Alright, let's put these last two screws back in. Oh, can't put it in without a bit. Make sure we're lined up good here. There we go. Now we're cooking. This right here probably driving a lot of people crazy, me just throwing stuff back in here like this, but man, I'm ready to ride. I ain't got time to be messing with it. Trying to ride while it's still cool outside, y'all. Again, y'all probably want to get the M6 1x25s. The 20s are a little short. I should have went all 4 25s, but It's kind of hard to tell, man. Like, I was looking on the pictures of what I had. I took the little bracket with me to Tractor Supply so I could get the right threads. But as far as the length of the bolt, I knew I should have just bought a bunch of packs of both, but I thought I was right on the 20s. I counted the threads and everything, thinking I was right. Like, I screwed it into the bracket, and then I counted the threads on my picture of this to make sure it was correct, but obviously it was not. It'll work though. It'll be just fine. I'll probably swap them out with the 25s eventually, but for now I just want to be able to ride, so we're gonna make it do what it do. Oh yeah, here's my ultimate seat too. This thing is huge, y'all. I didn't realize it was gonna be so big when I bought it. Let's slide it back on here. Boom. And then we put the bolts back in. Also, if you're going to own a Ryker, please get you a set of Torx bits. I have a whole bunch of them. That's just a few, but most of the screws on here are Torx, so you will definitely use them. All right, y'all. Peace out. We're going to go ride. Yo!